it's important because I see you all as temporary construction material, and I'll explain that by the end. But you're temporary construction materials, easy for me to say. I'm Eric Tommy. I consult and work with startups, with small businesses. I organize Venture South Charleston. We are a group of angel investors, and so I invest in early stage startups in our community and across the Southeast, and so does Venture South. Within the Charleston group, we have 60 or so members that meet on a regular basis. We were here on Thursday. A company is trying to raise $2 million. It's for a SaaS application to improve call center technology. So not too far off from what some of these teams are talking about and where they are to where this person is. Because they're solving their problem. They're using new and novel approaches. They're using technology. They've built a team to build a product that has viability. And they've got major customers. And they're going to do potentially really well. I've been doing that for 8 years. The Charleston ecosystem for startups has come a long way in 8 years. A lot of resources that exist here, a lot of expertise that is here, and a lot of talent that's here that wasn't here 5, 10 years ago. And so we're growing up in a quick way. What we need is a little more structure. And so that's what I'm excited about for what this was representing and why your involvement, I think, is so important. Also involved with a lot of nonprofits in our community. I am the board chair for the American Red Cross, chair of a group out of Clemson for our honors college, and I'm also rising chair for what it was Social Venture Partners and is now called Empower Charleston. And we look at the local nonprofit community much the same way that Venture South looks at startups. And so we're looking to invest in scale stage nonprofits in our neighborhoods. And a lot of times we'll do multi-year grants and then do consulting engagements with our partners, which are a lot of retired executives or still functioning people in the workplace. So trying to build and make a lot of connections across the resources in our community. And I think those connections are key. It's not necessarily just the work. It isn't the work. The work still needs to be done, but the connections that support that then help make that a little more easier. Maybe I don't mean, I think I mean to not use the word easier. It's hard, and it should be hard. This is a lot of work. You're trying to really solve big problems. That is not easy. However, it should also not be obscure. It needs to be transparent. It should be a process. What funders are looking for needs to be well developed, and it should be clear, but that's different than being easy. So make it hard, but let's make it transparent, and that's one of the things we do with Venture South, trying to tell people what we look for. So Venture South, I'm going to tell you a quick story of where we see companies and where they're funding and wherever they're going, because I hope to see more people starting companies to try to follow their own journey. Yours won't be just like this, but the companies we're looking at, they're raising millions to $2 million, which means probably 2 to 3 to 5 years ago, they were starting with just a small team of people that were tirelessly working to create a product that solved a problem, and usually their problem. It's something that they lived with or they knew inherently. They consulted this industry, they are in this industry, but they created something and they started testing it. And a lot of experiments, a lot of conversations, they really got to know their market. They could find an effective way to solve a problem and get it out there and figure out what that price point was so that they are receiving value as well. And hopefully a lot of value, because they're doing a lot of bigger things with that. By the time they're with us, they probably have a team that are full-time people working on this, full-time persons, 5, maybe 10 people. They've got revenue, they have customers. Their customers are coming back. And customers are telling other customers that this is a great solution, and they bring more people to it. They're hoping to raise $1 to $2 million so that they can do a lot more of that. The product is hopefully baked at that point. They're going to sales and marketing, and they're going to hopefully probably raise $3 to $5 million in 2 to 3 years, to then hopefully have $10 million in revenue. And this is the type of business where you get bought by how much revenue you have. And so we talk about it in what's your multiple on the target acquisition. And so we'll say maybe at this point, SaaS companies are trading for 12 to 16 times revenue. So if you have $10 million in revenue and you can command 16 times that in a purchase price, then you're getting bought for $160 million. most of them aren't going to get that. Most of them it's not going to work out. 5 to 6 out of 10 are going to fail. A few of them will have positive exits at some point. The chance is that 1 out of 10 hits that major exit point. And not only do they bring a lot of wealth to themselves, but they're solving a real solution. That's part of what it's signifying with that big exit, as Doug talked about the money. Who's buying them is usually a much larger company. They're potentially their competition, but they're solving a problem for them as well, and they're able to take that through their marketing and distribution networks and in a much larger fashion, and that's why it's worth so much money to them. So that's been done here in Charleston. It's being done all the time. There's potential that it could be you, and that may not be your path, and your path won't look exactly like that. But I just want to show that as there is potential for that out there. But I'm going to say why I think you are temporary construction material, because an ecosystem like this, to have all the resources plug into the right place, takes structure. And so I think we all need to be scaffolding. And so whether you were the people working within these DevOps, or all the great volunteers, or just somehow connected to this community, we need the scaffolding so that the people doing the work are more successful. They can do it more effectively, they can find the resources they have, and they can do it safely, right? That's a lot of the scaffolding. How do we make this so it's safe to fail? So this happens, and the startup doesn't quite work out, but you're ready for your next one. And everything you learn makes you that much more valuable to the next one. And there's a community of people that is willing to fund you, to hire you, to keep you going. And so let's help be parts of that, be that scaffolding, help others build, help them be more effective, because we need it as part of what I want my kids to grow up, become, and live here, right? And to have jobs that they want, and to have enough density of different types of work, and whatever it is they're thinking of, they can be here in Charleston. And I think we all need to be part of that solution to grow that. So be temporary construction material. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you very much for being here this weekend and supporting Doug. Am I handing this back to you, or am I closing it out?
Don't take any sign of me grabbing the mic. I just want to try to be more organized.
No, I'm done.
Oh, okay.
Do you want me to?